All right, guys, thank you for joining me tonight, this afternoon. Sorry, this morning. Anyway, I appreciate it as always. Um, Clearly, guys, the Wednesday midweek reports are going to move around, or when I can do them, because I'm at work now. I'm back to work, so bear with that, Mr. Landfill. Thank you for the 5x5. So, listen, there's a lot of other things going on. I've said this before. I said this in the Angry Truth the other night. We're definitely missing a lot of things going on because we are all hyper focused on the Middle East. Krista, thank you for the 5x5. Ozark, Laura, thank you for the 5x5. Jeffrey, by the book. Carly, Flown Grown, Bush Pig, thank you for the 5x5. So, that's not bad. Warden, thank you for the 5 by 9,000. I guess. I don't know. So, and Jeffrey, thank you for the 5x5. Glock, thank you for the 5x5. Rich, thank you for the FA by FO. All right. Mary, thank you for 5x5. Juan, thank you for the 5x5. So, yeah, I didn't even have coffee yet. I was working on this video. I was looking for video, or I was looking of video for my next video coming out. It was supposed to be today, but it'll be tomorrow now. Um, all of those, I couldn't find any of them. I couldn't find any protest where the vehicles were being surrounded and people were being beat up. I couldn't find not one. So if anybody can find any of those videos, do me a favor, send me the link at angrytruth@gmail.com. I am looking, I couldn't even find riot clips, which is insane. But anyway, that's another problem for another day. Again, guys, we are all, I would say, like I said, hyper focused on this war, right? We're staring at this war. Don't call me sir. Thank you for the 5x5. And John, thank you for the 5x5. Carlos, thank you for the 5x5. So, with that, guys, there are things we're missing, clearly, right? We are, for example, how 20,000 bank jobs were cut this year, and not much was said about it. Now, I also have to mention that there are a lot of jobs being cut because of AI. I don't know how many, but I'm going to assume we're in the tens of thousands of jobs cut this year alone because of AI. So anyway, before I get into the whole AI problem, 20 jobs at major banks and more layoffs are soon to come. Despite 5 of the largest banks in the United States cutting roughly 20,000 jobs in 2023, additional layoffs are expected, according to a CNBC report. Uh, Based on bank companies fillings, Citigroup, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Wells Fargo, Goldman Sachs, such have all implemented layoffs this year, with multiple banks still expecting to cut more positions. Now, a lot of these positions are also being cut because of AI. Uh, the banking industry is seeing a hit, if you will. They're not seeing the soft landing that a couple of politicians have said, like Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell. They said that we were gonna experience a soft landing. If we're experiencing a soft landing, that means that the inflation's going to stop. But if inflation is stopping, if we're experiencing a soft landing and the economy is supposed to get better, why are these jobs? Why are these banks firing or letting go 20,000 people? Now, like I said, some of these jobs lost are because of AI. I just don't know how many exactly, though there are other fields of work or other companies that are letting go their people and instituting AI. Again, I'm going to get into that in a little bit. Now, implement layoffs with multiple banks expecting more cut positions. Now, the major increase in bank layoffs has come amidst higher interest rate in banking mortgage, which has resulted in reversal of the 2-year bank hiring surge that occurred during the Mr. 19 pandemic. Banks are cutting costs where they can because things are really uncertain next year. This is from Chris Morin. I gotta wipe my screen down. Anyway, The U.S. Labor Department 2020. Sorry. Job losses in the financial industry could pressure the broader U.S. labor market in 2024, faced with rising defaults on corporate and consumer loans. Lenders are poised to make deeper cuts next year. So, because they're uncertain what's going to happen next year, they're firing people this year, I guess. And they've been firing people from the beginning of this year, or rather the middle of this year to now. They're not waiting till Christmas like they normally do. They're like, hey guys, here's your Christmas bonus. You're fired. They're not doing that this year. At least they're giving people a heads up. But here's the problem. They let go 20,000 people this year. They are undoubtedly going to let go more. It doesn't matter how many more, guys. That is 20,000 people in the job market who are looking for positions that they cannot get because other banking institutes are letting go these same positions. So now that's 20,000 people who are effectively unemployed. Now, yes, they can go to Walmart. They could probably go to Amazon, Uber Eats, drive an Uber. They could do all of that. But I'm pretty sure there's not 20,000 positions available. Now, again, this is just this year alone. They could let go more. And like I said before, I keep going back to the AI thing because I'm really bothered by this. With the AI thing, a lot of positions are being let go because, for example, phone operators. You're going to be talking to AI moving forward. I told you about the Amazon lady I spoke to, or whoever the hell I was speaking to. That was yeah, Tia. Sorry about that. I didn't know that Bear was doing. Even though I've been doing this, whatever. I've been doing this for a while now. Anyway, um, so if you have a call operator job, I guess that's what they call them, right? If you are a phone bank, you deal with customer service and shit like that. You're going to be losing your job within the next year or two. I thought we had more time. We don't. People or companies are getting hip to having AI handle the calling portion of their job. So when I spoke to a lady, I want to say it was Amazon, but I'd be wrong if I said that. She sounded like AI, and it took me all of probably a minute to figure it out. At first, I didn't think anything of it because I didn't think that I didn't think that AI would be so involved in the customer service realm, but apparently it is. So when I'm talking to her, as she starts talking, I'm like, wait a minute, this is AI. It was just the way she was responding. Her response were not human, though she came off as human at first. So when I asked her, "Are you AI?" there was the longest pause in the world. Normally, a person would be like, "No, I'm not AI." It was a long pause, and then she goes, "I am not AI." I'm like, "You sound like AI, bitch," and then I hung up the phone. Didn't get anything done, so I called back. AI came back on. I requested a human. The person said, "Hold on." The AI said, "Hold on," and then I got somebody human. So they're giving you that option now to switch between human and AI if you can pick up on the fact that they are AI. So a lot of people are going to lose their jobs. They're not going to get their jobs back. In fact, somebody from Geico, my buddy, her uncle just lost his job of 20 something years, 21 years or 20 or 21 years working for Geico. He just got let go, I think, a month ago because his position and all of their positions were replaced with AI. So I don't know how many that was, but I can guarantee it was a few thousand people. This was out the entire company of Geico. So customer service reps are now AI. So the job market, guys, is getting smaller and smaller because they are instituting or implementing AI. There's even a company, I couldn't find out where it was, but I think it was overseas somewhere. They're having AI run their company completely. That is a big problem, right? A big problem. So we're definitely going to see more people looking for work in the coming years. Um, and we're definitely going to see, not even the coming years, I'm sorry, in the coming months, we're going to see this problem. Let me get back to this article, if you will. Banks are cutting the costs because I said that already. Consumer loans. Sorry, they need to find levers to keep earning from falling further and to free up money for provisions as more loans go bad. Now, a lot of loans are going bad because people are not making the payments because they can't, because they're losing their job to AI or whatever the financial climate is. So if people are losing their jobs and they took out a loan to keep themselves afloat, now they lose their job, they can't pay back the loan's going bad, the banks are feeling it, and now the banks are cutting jobs. Endless cycle of bullshit. So by the time we roll into January, you'll hear a lot of companies talking about this. So again, guys, we are definitely going to see the hammer drop on jobs. That is not anything else. I mean, the hammer's going to drop on a lot of other shit, but I'm not going to get into that. What I'm going to get into is that we're going to see more people, excuse me, out of work come next January and next year. All of next year, we're going to see a lot of people lose their jobs. Now, the only secure jobs right now that are ultimately secured are city jobs, and even then, city jobs are not too protected if they start implementing AI. Now, as a firefighter, a police officer, EMS, you can't have AI yet. We definitely will see it in the future. My buddy seems to think that I have 10 years. I think I have longer than that. I might have 15, 20 years before, but I'll be gone by then. But that's not going to replace the fact that they want to have humans out of work on every aspect. You can't replace humans from everything. You can't replace humans from rescuing people. Um, sorry, someone. Yeah, so there's a rumor going around that Putin is dead. Articles from The Hill reports of Putin's death might not be greatly exaggerated. As Putin dead rumors, Russians search for answers. So he could have had that cardiac arrest, guys, and died. That's what it could have been. Um, but yeah, apparently the rumor right now is he's dead. And there are people that are stand-ins, if you will, that do not look like him. Like it looks like him, but it doesn't look like him. So whatever. There's only one way to put this to bed. Putin has to get up on stage and talk. That's it. That I mean, because even after the heart attack, I hadn't seen anything in regards to him, um, making an appearance anywhere, and there hasn't been any new speeches from him. So if he is dead, so the fuck what? The world. You know what? I mean, let me pull that back. If he's dead, we're in trouble because his second in command, Nikolai, whatever his name is not a good dude, and that guy would absolutely launch a nuke. And so when we were talking about World War III and not seeing nuclear holocaust, if you will, I was thinking because Putin's in power, we wouldn't see it. But if he's in fact dead, guys, and this is living up to the Bible, and he's in fact dead, we are undoubtedly going to see a nuclear holocaust if this guy steps in. So that is something to not to be too concerned of because there are other people who are going to uh, step up to the plate, if you will, or might step up to the plate if this guy doesn't. But yeah, I have to find the article because I have the list of people. I have the list of people. 'Cause I have the list of people. 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 Right. It's Dmitry. Sorry, that's the guy we have to be concerned with. Dmitry Medvedev. Oh, Medvedev. Medvedev. He's the one we got to worry about. The Nikolai and Mikhail, those are 2 and 3, and the number 4 is Alexei. And Alexei Dunham, I heard about him before. He's not a great candidate either. But Dmitry is the bad one. If Dmitry takes over, we are 1,000% fucked, because he is all about letting a nuke go. He wanted to light up Ukraine, right? He wanted to drop bombs on Ukraine. So, yeah, man. This could be interesting if, in fact, he is dead. But again, it's a rumor right now. So we have to wait and see what happens. Yeah, Paul, it's Dmitry, right. I found Waldo. Yes, I know. 300 million Americans. It's actually 500 million people around the world. I think it's 500 million around the world will be gone by 2025. So the only way for that to happen is a nuclear holocaust or another pandemic. We have to wait and see. So, guys, now moving right along to AI. As the AI, the biggest winner and losers in the coming AI job apocalypse. AI is going to cause a job apocalypse, as I've been talking about for a while, because we all seen this writing on the wall. I go back to the elevators, right? Automatic elevators displaced elevator operators. There were tens of thousands of elevator operators in New York City, let's say in the early 40s, 30s, 20s. Tons of thousands. Damn near every building had it. And some buildings, you had to operate it on your own, right? And you just had to be careful. There are some buildings in the city that still operate elevators manually, like the storage unit in the Bronx that I used to use. I used to have fun using this thing, like fucking, I used to see it as a kid. So I'm 46. When I was a child, there were still elevator operators in the city. Some buildings were not going to let go of their elevator operators until they retired. And once they retired, then they replaced it with automatic elevators. Anyway, tens of thousands of guys lost their jobs once the automatic elevators came into play. And escalators as well. Escalators also added to that. Right? So many people lost their jobs. Now we're talking about millions of people. And let me walk that back. Tens of thousands lost their jobs in New York when the automatic elevators and escalators came into play. That was just New York. We're not even talking about the other major cities at those times. With AI, guys, there are going to be millions of jobs, if not hundreds of millions of jobs, lost around the world. Even India is nervous about AI because they know that those jobs are going to be replaced by AI. All of those, how can I help you? You know, those people, right? The dot head Indians, they're getting nervous because they're getting replaced by AI. So not only are they not paying humans anymore, they are making people jobless around the world. So as the AI tsunami sweeps across white-collar working world, fundamentally disrupts hundreds of millions of jobs, hundreds of millions. Nearly 1 billion knowledge workers worldwide will be affected, and 14 million jobs will be wiped out. Now, we will see hundreds of millions of jobs be wiped out. Not 14, but they said 14 million, I think, this year alone. And that's now, between when this article came out and the end of this year. We're going to see triple that amount of jobs lost next year. So around 1 in 3 Britons are worried that artificial intelligence could take their job away, but a similar proportion think it will improve their access to healthcare. Sorry. You're not going to have healthcare if you don't have a job. So, though they're trying to make it interesting, they're trying to make it so that you don't have to lose your job, or rather lose your health care, because of this universal health care bullshit that they want to, go by. Sorry, I was just reading a message. I'll get back to that in a minute. I'll get to that bullshit in a minute. Sorry. So anyway, guys, the official national statistics found that 32% of adults in the workforce feared that technology might put their job at risk. Now, my wife works at a company. She moves money around. She deals with wire transfers and things like that. I told her, I said, you could lose your job within the next 2 years or 3. She's looking to leave anyway. So even if she does, she doesn't care. But the mindset, guys, of us not caring is not good, because yeah, she'll be out of work. It won't be a problem, but it will be a problem, because what about my kids? What about our kids? My 5 kids that I have, what are they going to do if they wanted to get into work like that? They can't now, right? Manual labor is going to be the only job, guys, left until that's taken by robots. Those in administrative and secretarial roles, 43%, and sales and customer service jobs, 41%, are most likely to be concerned that AI could take over their jobs. Now, secretarial roles in AI, I don't see that. If I was whatever businessman, lawyer, doctor, I'm going to need my secretary. Now, unless it's a robot, secretarial roles I can't see being demolished, because your secretary still has to do shit like file paperwork, especially if you are still paperwork based. And even if you're computer based, you still need someone to run certain errands for you, right? Maybe she needs to go get a copy of something. Maybe she wants you need to make your coffee. AI can't make your coffee. And listen, that is the only saving grace right now for secretaries and anybody in that field. Like, if I was a boss, listen, I need someone to make my coffee and get me a sandwich. It sucks that you have to use that excuse, but you might have to use that excuse to save a job. Whether it's a man or chick, he has to get my lunch. I can't have AI. Well, AI is not going to get my lunch for me, but AI will order your lunch and have Uber Eats deliveries. So there is that. But nonetheless, guys, this is looking bad for the job market. This is looking bad for people. People are undoubtedly going to lose their jobs because of AI. Now, I thought, like I said before, we had time. We don't. We're going to see more and more people lose their jobs to AI over the next couple of years. People are going to wake up in the morning and find out that their job was replaced overnight. Some places won't even give them a heads up. Some places will give them a heads up. This is, again, guys, bad, because this is what the WEF, World Economic Forum, wants. They don't want us to work. They want us to be solely independent on them. They also want us to be displaced. If people are displaced and people are useless, as Klaus Schwab has said in the past, if people are useless, then what's the need for them? Therein lies a big problem. So what do they plan to do with us? Now, again, a nuclear holocaust would definitely take out half the population. But then you would meet resistance for those that are still alive. The only other way to control us is a pandemic, which I would rather have than a nuclear holocaust. Nuclear anything, guys, is bad. Even if you were to survive it, there's still the major health after effects of a nuclear war or nuclear holocaust. Pandemic, there is also that as well, but at least with that, you can negotiate that. You can definitely stay away from people. You can go into hiding. You can go up into the mountains. Nuclear holocaust, you can't go anywhere unless you're underground, and you never want to be underground. Anyway, guys, switching gears. I think some of you seen this video. I saw this video on Instagram. I had to watch it 3 or 4 times. It was the shocking moment. A neighbor executed a father and stepson over an argument over noise. There was a noise complaint. And in the video, before I read the article, in the video, You see them getting into an argument, and then the guy goes, I don't know what the big guy does, but he's like, all right, what? He's like, yeah, hold on. He goes back into the apartment. The guy, who I guess is complaining about the noise, goes to reach for his firearm, but then stops, like he's making a decision, like, no, I want to go that far. Then the guy comes back out. They have some more words. The wife comes out. Sorry, the wife comes out first. She has words with him. The stepson is in the hallway. He's not saying anything. He's just standing there. Then the big guy comes back out, and he says something to the guy, and the wife pulls on the father, or the dad, if you will, pulls on the dad, distracts him enough for the guy to pull out his gun. The father looks back, turns around to walk away, and he shoots him in the back. Now, off camera, the stepson, I don't know if he starts to get shot at, but he runs at the guy with the gun, tackles him, but the guy had already put one in his head, two in his chest, while he was running towards him. The mother ran into the apartment. She never came back out to look for her son or her husband, who was laying on the ground. I think it was her husband laying on the ground, because the video kept running for an additional minute or two, and she never came back outside. Now, I don't know if she wasn't hit. It didn't say in the article that she was. But anyway, in the article, as it reads, chilling video shows the moment a crazed neighbor executed a father and stepson in cold blood in a Brooklyn apartment hallway during an argument over noise Sunday. Now, I've been there with the noise complaint, and there has been times where I wanted to take baseball bats to people. Just saying. I'm not agreeing with it, but I understand. Distressing footage obtained by the Post. This was a security cam in the hallway, by the way. Opens with a man dressed in black. He's talking to the guy, yada yada, like I just talked about. Now, here's the crazy shit about that argument. After the guy did what he did to those two guys, the stepson and the father, after he did what he did to those two, he gets on the elevator. He waits for the elevator. He doesn't get on he pushes the button, waits for the elevator, and then gets on, instead of walking down the stairs and running away. A day or two later, this is an update on this story, by the way, the guy that shot those two gets shot by the cops. He lunged at the cops with a knife. The cops like, we're not, bang, and then they shot him. That was it. So anyway, three people are essentially dead now. The shooter, and then the father and the stepson. Now the mother has to deal with that, because if the bodybuilder father was facing the guy when he was about to pull out, he could have tackled him. He could have threw him down the stairs, because the stairs were like a foot away, if that less than that. He could have tossed him down the stairs just enough to get into the apartment and create some distance. But instead, when she pulled on him, he was distracted. The father was distracted, giving the assailant enough time to pull out a weapon and do what he did. So, essentially, guys, people are not giving a fuck about what's going on. They just don't care. There is no... the guy, he offed those two people and waited for the elevator. Something in the water. Something's in the water. This is not a prepping channel. This is the Angry Truth. So, yeah, if you pay attention, the Angry Truth is different from the Angry Prepper channel. I guess you didn't get the memo, but there is a difference in the channel. I found Waldo, I guess. He lunged at the cops with a knife, but he had a gun the other day, so I don't know what he was thinking. It doesn't matter what he was thinking. He wasn't going to walk out of that situation anyway. But it was a shit show. When you watch the video, you're like, holy shit, man. It's just bad. And then again, it was the mother's son and her boyfriend and or husband that were killed over a noise complaint. Now, listen, I've been there. I've had to, on multiple occasions, confront people over there noise complaint, like they're bullshit. Like 2 o'clock in the morning they're blasting music. Now, would I have left my house with a firearm to approach people? No, not at all. But I've been there. And trust me, I wanted to punch so many people in the face. I didn't, and 9 times out of 10, I didn't have to threaten anyone. I just like, yo, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. Can you really turn that down? And they'd be like, oh man, I'm sorry. You know, I don't know what you're sorry about. It's 2 in the fucking morning. Why are you blasting music? You know, I had to roll up on a car that I was so sure was going to turn into a shit show, and it didn't. And they turned their music down. Only one time that I came outside to talk to these guys about their music. And apparently, as I walk up to them, the cops roll up to them and tell them to turn the music down. And so as I'm standing there, the guy goes, did you call the cops? The Spanish dudes that were complaining about, that were being told to turn their music down. They're like, did you call the cops? I go, no, I didn't. I said, I was coming down here to fucking rip you guys a new one. I said, the fuck you playing this music so loud? They're like, oh, you're racist. You call the cops because you don't like Spanish music. I was like, I don't fucking like Spanish music. It's fucking shit. But that's not why I came down here. I came down here because you guys were being fucking assholes about it. And the kid was like, if these cops weren't here, I'd be fucking whipping your ass right now. And the guy was like, and it was like 3 of them. And I said, because you're being disrespectful and you don't even fucking live here. So anyway, the cop jumped in the middle now. I was like, whoa. He's like, I'm making the situation, from okay to worse. Because then the kid started screaming, and I went around the cop. I'm like, and the cop stopped. He stayed where he was. I said, now he's not in front of me. What do you got to say? And he's like, well, you don't have. You could have just told us. I'm like, I didn't call the cops. I already said that. I didn't call the cops. I was coming down here to fucking tell you guys to turn this shit off. And he was like, well, and then the cop was like, guys, get in your car and fucking get out of here before this turns worse. He was talking to the kids in the car. They got in their car and they left. But I don't listen. I don't play that shit. I'm the guy that comes. I'm the old man that comes downstairs and complains. I was like, yo, I tell people in a heartbeat, I don't like your fucking music. I don't like this new rap bullshit. I don't know what that's about. That this crazy, what the hell they call it, trap music or whatever the hell it is. I don't like that. I there's no need to blast your music to the levels that God can hear it. It don't need to be. The fucking people in the space stations do not need to hear your music. It doesn't need to be that loud. But when it comes to Spanish neighborhoods and black neighborhoods, for some weird reason, they have to play their music like the fucking world needs to know what they're playing. And it doesn't. And it's mind-boggling when they play that music that loud in a house because you can't hear each other talk. But yeah. Anyway, guys, that situation I understand. I wholeheartedly understand. I had one person noise complaint with me, with my kids. They were running around. Lady comes upstairs. She's like, your kids are making a lot of noise. It was 5 in the morning. We were getting ready for a plane ride. And she goes, I go, yeah, I'm sorry, but they're kids. They're running around. I said, we told them to stop, but I said, no, that's what it was. I said, we told them to stop. She's like, yeah, but look at it. I said, they're walking around the house. I said, there's nothing we can do about that. I said, we have wooden floors. And I said, you're probably listening to me and my heavy foot walk around. And she's like, well, could you? I said, ma'am, we're leaving in a couple minutes. Leave it alone. Just go back downstairs, deal with it for another half hour, and we'll be gone. And she was like, I shouldn't have to deal with this. I was like, oh, God. Oh, it's drill music. That's what it is. Not trap music. Drill music. But yeah, I mean, listen, guys. When you live in a building, there's certain things you have to deal with. Understood. But, for example, we had 2 autistic kids living upstairs from me. I had to deal with that. They were running around, acting a fool. What autistic kids do, man. Fucking make noise. And I just like, you had to deal with it. There was nothing I could do about it. Right? But when people are blasting music or blasting the TV set at 2 o'clock in the morning, that's a problem. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go off the air now. I got a busy day. I got to run upstate real quick and then go to work. So also I got to edit this video where I'm still looking for video of, the cut-ins to put in my video, rather. Sorry. But anyway, that being said, guys, thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. And I will see you guys Thursday night. So I'm working tonight. I'm off Thursday night, so I will have a Thursday night live stream, a doubleheader, if you will. And yeah, and then I'm posting a video tomorrow. I was supposed to post it today, but I wasn't able to get it out of the way. K Teacher said drill and trap music. All right, I didn't know that there was a difference. Nonetheless, I don't listen to neither though. I can't. I can't stand the idiocy in rap music these days. It just makes my teeth itch. It's so annoying. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching.